General Hospital recaps for July 29th reveal the wedding that wasn't, and mortified Molly Lansing Davis also. Christina Corinthos Davis confesses to Michael Corinthos and Jason Morgan's Steve Burton got questions. Drew and Willow's wedding begins. In the chapel, Drew Kane takes a deep breath as Willow Tate walks down the aisle. He extends his hand to her. Lucy Coe begins the ceremony and asks if anyone has a reason these two should not marry. Rick Lansing observes Elizabeth Weber, and Ava is annoyed to see this. After a speech, Lucy encourages the bride and groom to exchange their vows. Drew expresses to Willow how much her heart means to him and assures her that her children will return to them. He tells her how strong and courageous she is. Willow tears into Drew. Their future is bright and beautiful, and he will do everything in his power to keep her happy and grow their family. When the trembling Willow is asked to talk, she withdraws her hands and questions if he was with her mother. He is taken aback. Alexis Davis leads Scout Kane away, and Drew confesses that he and Nina had a brief affair. It occurred multiple times, but they had no emotional connection. He clarifies that he was suppressing his feelings for Willow at her request, not wanting to jeopardize her marriage. She responds that he did something worse. He ruined her marriage. They argue about their past. Willow expresses frustration that she always defends him against those who criticize him. She feels foolish for trusting him. The wedding that wasn't. Willow claims she'd never have sacrificed her kids for him, yet that's exactly what she did, accusing him of being indifferent to the children and making promises just to win her over. She believes he is the reason she lost her kids and warns him not to touch her again. As she storms away, he attempts to follow her, but Nina jumps in and halts him. She tells him the secret is out and that everyone knows he's a sleaze. He reminds her that she was complicit and waited until Willow's wedding day to reveal the truth. She argues that she was hoping he would do the honorable thing and leave so that Willow wouldn't lose her family. Drew continues arguing with Nina. Martin talks to Lucy. He tells her not to act like the victim and points out that she drugged him and arranged for him to be with an escort. She might never forgive herself, but she understands that Willow will never forgive him. Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight, informs Lucy that it was worth the ticket price, but at least they won't need to face a divorce. When she mentions that he would be surprised by how many ceremonies she concludes like this, he replies that he wouldn't be. Drew approaches him with a task. Meanwhile, Nina expresses her concerns to Ava about her daughter's whereabouts, while Elizabeth is clearly anxious, prompting Drew to leave in search of her. Willow arrives at Carly Spencer's. Laura, right? Mortified Molly. At the pool, Molly remembers Christina telling her not to put oil on Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, because he's sleazy. She accuses him of wanting her to touch him. She insists he's not that attractive, and she won't fall for him like Ava seems to have. He questions why she cares. They argue, and he asks if her sister mentioned something. She tells him to let it go. Annoyed, he stands up to leave. As he picks up her book, he sees she's not actually reading War and Peace but Rawhide and Satin. She swallows hard. He jokes and starts reading it to her. She confesses she's been a romantic since childhood and even wrote a book. He's impressed. She advises him to get the mole on his back checked and runs away. Christina confesses. Michael drives Christina back to her mom's place, and they discuss Molly and Cody. He feels they are attracted to each other and questions why she wants to prevent that. Christina explains that Cody is the type of man who would charm a woman for money. She knows this because she once hired him to do that to Ava. He demands an explanation for her actions. His sister reveals she did something terrible, and he offers to help fix it. She admits she attempted to kill Ava and almost harmed Rick and Liz by mistake. She realized her mistake and tried to stop it, but it was too late. Michael tells her she was fortunate. Christina tells Michael about Ava and Rick's blackmail. Christina shares that Rick and Ava have discovered what transpired and have been blackmailing her mother ever since. She believes he must be shocked. Michael wishes he could have been there to assist. She reminds him that she is an adult and feels fortunate not to have become a murderer. Christina feels sympathy for her mother and the danger she has faced. She mentions that she is trying to separate Ava from Rick, and that's the purpose of Cody. She is taken aback that her sister is interested in Cody and thinks she might not truly understand who he is. Christina questions whether she is fooling herself into believing this plan is for the best. Michael tells Christina he'll help her as Alexis arrives back home with Scout. Her brother tells her that she has gotten herself into a difficult situation and he will help her out. She requests that he never inform her mother that he is aware of the blackmail. Just then, Alexis and Scout enter the scene. Scout declares that the wedding was strange and ultimately didn't take place. Christina takes her aside to prepare a sandwich while Alexis fills Michael in on the events. Upon Christina's return, Alexis reveals that Drew was involved with Nina while romancing Willow. Everyone is shocked. Joss updates Jack. Jocelyn Jax Eden McCoy enters Jack Brennan's Chris L. McKenna office, where he requests her version of events. She recounts how they installed the tracker and it appeared to function correctly. Brennan expresses concern over something her mother mentioned. They discuss her connection with Vaughn Bryce Durfee, and she firmly states that there's nothing genuine about it. He hopes that's true since Vaughn is merely acting, and Joss reassures him that she can manage the situation. He then receives a call regarding Professor Henry Dalton's Daniel Goddard, Courier, Greta uncredited, who has gone missing. It seems someone might have discovered the tracker. Meanwhile, Greta meets Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thibault, in a lab and hands her a bag. Britt remarks that she's tardy. Wiley doesn't like his mother marrying Drew. At Carly's, Wiley Corinthos, Viren Weaver, sulks to Jason and Carly about Willow's marriage to Drew. Carly clarifies that they are in love. She and his father still care for each other, but in a different manner. Wiley remains curious. Carly reassures him that Willow still loves him but is following a judge's orders. After Wiley departs, Jason compliments Carly on her way with children, and she expresses her frustration about Willow's selfishness. She can't believe she ever had feelings for Drew, claiming he only wants someone to control. They discuss how this situation mirrors what occurred with A.J. Quartermain, Sean Cannon, and hope the children will comprehend it when they mature. Carly and Jason continue talking about Britt, and Jason wants answers from Albrecht. She expresses her happiness that he returned after seemingly dying. She held on to Drew because of his absence. They discuss the Britt double he encountered, and she questions whether he plans to dig her up to verify her death.